the big triangle. Okay, you're just stating those things. All right, geometric mean. Get your calculator real quickly. I need your calculator. Geometric mean. What did I say to do on geometric mean? Anybody over here? How do you find geometric mean? Somebody say something. What did I say to do?
Multiply them, get the square root of them.
Yeah. If you got two numbers, of course there's nothing to set up for a proportion, but the point is you just multiply the two numbers and then take the square root. So 2 times 6 is 12. Take the square root of 12. Oops, that's not right. Oh, 46, sorry. 3.46. Make sure everybody can get the right number. Can I go on? All right, everybody can do this one. Let me see if you get it right. Okay. Everybody get 15?
Yeah.
Hey, that's it. That's on the test. It'll be on the quiz. Easy A, right? Or for that problem. Okay, remember you have a million things to remember. Don't forget this. And what students forget to do is take the square root. So don't forget that. Alright, and the same thing goes for these formulas that we're going to do when we set up these proportions. Alright, so what do we really have here? We have the altitude. So this is the shorter leg of this leg, this triangle, is to the shorter leg to the longer leg of this triangle. And it's kind of hard to see sometimes which one's shorter. But if you look closely, you can figure it out. So if I say x is to 16, the short leg is to the long leg of this triangle. I look at this triangle, the short leg 9 is to the long leg here. And then you cross multiply. X squared is equal to 9 times 16. And what do you get? So how do you get x? And what do you get? 12, yeah. Or you could have said the formula, the altitude squared is equal to this piece times that piece. Again, I don't memorize the formulas if I know how to do other things. There's a million formulas, guys. When you get to trigonometry, we give you formula sheets and you can write down all the formulas because there's just a million of them. A lot more than what you have here. And there's no way you could possibly remember those. But for each chapter in geometry, there's nothing wrong with memorizing the formulas in that chapter. You don't have to memorize these like I showed you where they came from. Okay? This one right here. Oh, now I got something crazy. So I got the information on this triangle, and I also have the information, this is the medium triangle here that I'm talking about, these two pieces make up this medium triangle. And then I can figure out this long leg here and this piece of the big triangle. I don't have enough information for the little triangle. So this is that second formula. So I have the medium triangle to the big triangle. Let's look at that. So if I said the long leg is to the hypotenuse of this medium triangle, long leg to the hypotenuse, then I need the long leg to the hypotenuse of the big triangle. Well, the big triangle, this is the leg, isn't it? Remember, legs are attached to the 90 degrees. So the big triangle, this is the leg and this is the hypotenuse. On the medium triangle, this is the leg and that's the hypotenuse. You got to know the difference, right? So the long leg of the big triangle is y, and the hypotenuse of the big triangle is 11. So stop and make sure you understand where those numbers came from. Otherwise, again, you have to memorize those formulas, Riley. Okay? So did you already do it?
Yeah.
What'd you get? You did it wrong back. Cameron,
9.94.
is that right?
Yeah.
Did you get over there, Eden? Okay, so 99 is equal to y squared, you take the square root, and you get 9.9 something, you said 4987473. Who got that right before I finished it? Anybody? We're following along? You see where I got it from?
A little bit confused.
Okay, so let me stand out of your way this time, okay? So, this is why it's difficult. Sometimes it's better to take all the triangles apart and show all three. And I did that, and it took time, but it helped me. You're welcome to memorize the formulas. There's no, I'm always going to be a fan of you memorizing the formulas, but if you can figure it out without doing that, that's great. So I would do this, okay? Let's draw these triangles. So you have, I'm just going to set them up like this. You have the big triangle, you have the medium triangle, and then the small triangle, okay? If you set them up like this, it makes things a little easier to see. So on this big triangle, y is the leg, isn't it? The long leg. And we have the hypotenuse here of the big triangle to be 11. You see that? And then the medium triangle is this triangle right here. These two are your legs. The long leg is 9. And of this triangle, this is your hypotenuse. That's y. And then you can see that you have them in the same positions, right? And if we did this, 2 is the short leg here. That doesn't really help us. There's nothing on the small triangle we can do. But if you set these up like this, you guys were good at the proportions, right, when we first started doing those? If you set them up like this, it's very easy to see what goes with what. Okay? So we'll do the next. Are we all right? All right, so let's do that again on number 7. Let's set up 3 triangles. I'll put it underneath number 8 here. So I'm going to set up 3 triangles. The large one, the medium one, and the small one. And you guys take this and see if you can put everything in the positions. Do that first. I'll give you a chance to set it up. Don't look up here. I'm going to do it while you're doing it. Don't look up here. You do it. You guys have your books open? Set it up right. Now you may have not have put t minus 7 on the medium triangle. That's fine. But at some point in time you'll need to. Now let me go through it. So really what this problem is focusing on is it's focusing on the big triangle and the tiny triangles. There's not enough information on the medium triangle. But I'm going to talk about that here in a second. Let's go ahead and do what we see here. So I see automatically that t is the length of the hypotenuse of the big triangle. Did we get that? Raise your hand. Did you get that? Okay. And then 49 is the short leg of the big triangle. Did we get that? Yes? 49 goes there. Okay. And then I look at the medium triangle and I immediately see there's absolutely nothing on it. There's nothing on it. But I do know that if I take 7, this little piece here, away from t, that'll be that length. I went ahead and put that on there to give you a heads up. At some point in time, you'll have to do that. Okay? But there's not enough information. We're not using the medium one. And then I look at this little tiny one. Be very careful. 49 is the hypotenuse of the little triangle because that's your 90 degree. These two are your legs. This has to be your hypotenuse. So 49 goes in the hypotenuse position, and 7 is the short leg. And if you look at these two triangles, you ought to be able to set up your proportion. Are we good? Okay, so let's do that. Everybody set up the proportion with the big triangle and the small triangle. Let's just make sure we can still do that correctly. match up your sides as fractions, and then solve it, please. Who got it right? Some of you are still working. All good? Okay. Does this help?
Yeah.
Okay. It's okay if it doesn't help. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it. Every student's different. I think this is a good way to do it. Now what I want you to do, let's just see. Go ahead, set up another 3 triangles, and show me that you do number 8. Can I erase this? Abby? Alright, set up 3 triangles. What's the matter? You guys okay? Anthony, you alright? Alright. Run over here, you good? For all 3? Did you get that? Good. Awesome. That's as hard as it gets other than a strange one. While you're finishing, I'll do it here in a second. While you're finishing, I'll look in the book to see if there's a really difficult one we can work on together. Yes, what is your question?
What do we do like the 3, like the big one?
Well, the 3 goes on the little triangle down here, right?
I know, I got that.
And so what are you asking about the 3 then?
Like, when you do like,
The big triangle?
yeah.
So this is your hypotenuse in the big triangle? So it's going to be a plus 4 plus 3, isn't it? Did you add those together to get the big triangle?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, that's fine. That's a good question. Which means it's a plus 7. Go ahead and finish it all the way if you can. Okay. They're fairly straightforward, but you're going to have to do some subtractions or additions. I'll do another one here in a second, okay, for a final problem. All right, while you're finishing, I'm going to go ahead and set this up. That's all we have on the. So the only thing you have on the the big triangle is a plus 7 for your hypotenuse. There's nothing, you don't have the legs of your big triangle. Did I set it up wrong?
No, I got it.
Did everybody get it set up correctly? So we're dealing with these two. Okay. So now you do long leg to short leg, long leg to short leg. So, or you can go this way, long leg to long leg, short leg to short leg. Get the same answer. So how did you guys do it? Which way? I mean, this is what I'm saying. This is what I did. You can do it two ways. Long leg to short leg, long leg to short leg. Or you can go from triangle to triangle, long leg to long leg, as short leg is to short leg. You get the exact same answer either way you do it. I was just kind of curious. Did you go from triangle to triangle or from the same side to same triangle to same triangle? Okay. Whatever. I'll just set it up both ways. A plus 4 is to 6, so long leg to long leg as 6 is to 3, short leg is to short leg. I could also set it up, well, first of all, let me solve it. That's 36. And 3 times that whole group, remember? So that's, you got to distribute the 3 through there. 3a plus 12. And subtract the 12, I get 24. And divide off the 3, I get 8 for a. If I would have done it like this, I'll write it over here for you. Long leg to short leg, or is that what it is? No, I didn't. A plus 4 is to 6. As long leg is to short leg, 6 is to 3. Notice they're identical. They're not always that way, but just showing you that. But you will get the exact same answer either way. Okay? Alright, now I'm going to do one out of the book. Who got 8 for the answer? Who finished it before I talked about it? Oh, a couple of you finished it? Okay. Are we okay? This was a little harder. Okay, now let me give you a little bit harder one. But it's really not much harder. So everybody find a place to draw 3 more triangles. Let me draw this one up here. Actually, I'll just put it up on the screen. Draw 3 more triangles like we just got done doing. I'm going to do number 26 in your book. Alright, whoops. There's 26. I'm going to draw 3 triangles. So, big triangle, medium triangle, and small triangle. Now you set it up as much as you can, then we'll be done. I'll finish it with you. Try to set it up. Try to put everything in the right positions. Alright, so 3 pieces, right? X is the long leg of the big triangle. 8 is the hypotenuse. 2 is the short leg of the little triangle. You need another piece. What is this piece right here? What is this leg? 6, isn't it? 8, if I take away 2, that gives me 6. So 6 is the hypotenuse of the medium-sized triangle. I'm sorry, the long leg, right? Is the leg. The long leg of the medium-sized triangle. All right? Does that help? Do we have all the pieces? And of the medium-sized triangle, X is the hypotenuse. Now you have enough. See how difficult that is? You have to really put multiple positions. Like the X is the hypotenuse of the medium triangle, and X is the long leg of the big triangle. It's tough, isn't it? This is number 26. It's not the first one. So you're gonna build up to this. And then you would set this up, long leg to long leg is hypotenuse to hypotenuse. Alright, x over 6 as 8 is to x, that's x squared equals 48, and then you take the square root and be done. Okay? Alright. Hey, tomorrow you have a homework check.
So can you use like the triangle that I took care of all of them?
Yeah. Still working on all of them.